Good day and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very simple program to write, and it's called a countdown program. Now let's see how that works. The program I have a value here called 10, and then if I click on countdown, it's going to count this number from this 10 down to 0. Let's see. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Countdown completed. Now I'm going to show you how to run this program or design write this program using Visual Basic. Let's hit straight to the code. Alright, we're going to call our project countdown. Okay. Alright, this is our form. We need just about 5 tools. The first tool we will need is the label tool. The label tool, and then we'll call this label input value. Okay, and then the input value will take a value from a text box. Now the display is going to be on another label, so let's pick another label. That's where display be attributed to 0. Then we need the button for our countdown program, so we call the button countdown. Alright, then the last tool we need is a timer tool. A timer will be there to generate the values per time we initiate. Alright, now let's generate this tools with a default, with a name, not using the default name. So we're going to change this to, let's call this name txt underscore input. Let's call this btn underscore count. Let's call this label lbl underscore output. And then the timer, let's call the timer time. That's all. Now let's increase this font. So for the font, we call our font down. Alright, we are done. Now let's head to the coding environment. First, let's initialize our time. You double click, and then inside our time, what you will do is take the value that the user inputs and then use it to count down. So we will have that your lbl output.text will be minus or equal to 1. That means the value there, as we have 10, maybe there's a user put 10 here, this is 10, so it's gonna count down minus 1, that's 9 minus 2 minus 3, like that till it gets to the last value. Alright, the next thing we want to do is to initiate a value that the user will input here to be the same with the countdown output. So we initiate that by going here and then write that your lbl output dot text will be equal to your equal to your txt input dot text. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do is to utilize our button. Now when you click our button, what will happen? Immediately you click our button, let the time start counting. Alright, now the time will not just count, it should count at an interval of 1000. Remember, 1000 milliseconds like 1 second, so that means every 1 second it will count 1, 2, 3, or reduce 10, 9, 8, depending on what you want to be. Now remember that we are only starting this program, right? So we are not actually ending it. Now if the value gets to 0, it should stop counting, otherwise it will continue counting till infinity. Let's see that before we continue. Let's run the program and see what happens. Alright, here's a program. Let's see. Let's have a value here 10, and then countdown we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus, it will continue till infinity. So we don't want to have this. We want the value to stop at 0. So let's go back to our code. Alright, so we go to time here and tell the time that if our LBL output dot text is equal to 0, then the time should stop, and that will stop the time immediately it gets to 0. So let's see if that really works. Alright, so here is it. Let's have the value here. Let's use 5 and then count down 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and it stops. So that's correct. Now we want to implement the last part of the program and then we are done with the program. The last part is to, from 5, it's gonna be red color. Once it gets to 0, it changes back to black. Then anything above 5 is gonna be blue color. So let's have that implemented. Now we go to our countdown. Immediately you start the program, okay, let your LBL output dot for color, let it be color dot blue. Alright, then you now go to the time and then write some code inside the time. Now the code will be like this. If your LBL output is less than or equal to 0, then let your LBL dot for color equal to color dot black. Alright, but else if your LBL dot output dot text is less than or equal to 5, then let your color have a red color. Okay, at the same time, if it is equal to or less than equal to 0, there should be a message box dot show count down completed. Alright, this should be in a string. Okay, that's all for the program. Let's run the program and see what happens. Alright, so here is it. Let's have a value here 10 and then count down, it changes to blue. 8, 7, 6, 5, it changes to red. 3, 2, 1, 0, it returns to black. Countdown completed. So that was a very simple program. In my next program, I'm going to write a program using the timer to design a computerized car parking system for for malls, shopping malls, and any other parking space that charges drivers when once they park their cars for some time, depending on how much is allocated to a second or a minute. Thank you for having me right here. See you in my next video. Ensure you subscribe to this channel. Bye for now.